Hola estudiantes, hoy es clase 39, ¿qué día es hoy? Es miércoles, es el 22 de abril. Hoy vamos a practicar mucho vocabulario de la casa, los cuartos de la casa, y también vamos a aprender esta lista aquí, los muebles. Los muebles are furniture. We're not going to get to the electrodomésticos, which are the appliances. You may or may not want to use those in your tarea oral. There's tarea oral. Be sure you listen to the announcement for today. And also, in the announcement, I have included a handout that you're going to want to print out that has to do with something that you're going to see on the PowerPoint today also, so you can take notes with that. So, we're going to do some stuff with las viviendas, los cuartos de la casa, y también los muebles, Okay, make sure you have the handout because we're going to get to that soon. This is what I get to see on most days when we are in class. It's a beautiful thing. I get to see that often. Yeah. I'm missing seeing that face, actually. So I'm hoping that I get to see your faces as you do your tarea oral. You will be uploading that so that I can see that instead of writing what you have to say. So give me your best, absolute best oral submission as you upload that to Blackboard with that particular assignment. All right. ¿Dónde en la casa? Ya practicamos los cuartos aquí, los cuartos de la casa. ¿Dónde en la casa do you do the following things? So I've got a variety of activities here. And notice, by the way, mi casa es la tuya. I'm sure you've heard mi casa es su casa or mi casa es tu casa. This is just another way of us describing that, right? With the tuya. My house is yours. Mi casa es la tuya. You don't really need the word casa after that. So that's the way you can get around saying that, and it just emphasizes the possession of that as well. Mine is yours. What's mine is yours. Mi casa es la tuya. Notice also tuya with the feminine. It's referring to casa. Okay, so I'm going to put these all up here. ¿Dónde en la casa te bañas? ¿Dónde en la casa te acuestas? ¿Dónde en la casa te cepillas los dientes, etcétera, 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 etcétera. Now, I'm going to put the last one up, I think. There it is. And then I would like you to, again, pause the video and go ahead, ask the question, answer the question. If we'd have been in class, I would have probably said, no need to do full sentence, just give me the word that you would use to answer the question. So, for example, ¿Dónde en la casa te bañas? El baño. Now, if you want a little extra practice, you want to challenge yourself a little bit, do the whole sentence. Me baño en el baño. It's not a whole lot extra work, but give me the yo form of each of those, or whatever happens to be. So, ¿Dónde te acuestas? ¿Dónde te acuestas? Me acuesto en el garaje. Anybody get that? Ilógico, right? So where would that be? Where would that activity be? Me acuesto en el dormitorio. So pause button, take some time to work on those, and then we will continue. Okay, what I would have done at this point was your plan de casa. I would have had you comparar sus casas con las casas de sus compañeros, pero no estamos en clase, no tenemos compañeros. So to replace this activity, I am doing that oral submission on your for your tarea 39. So you can do that, what it would have been here, orally, and submit that by video from Screencast-O-Matic. If you want to do it on your phone too, by the way, I don't care. You can do it any way, as long as you can get it uploaded so that I can see it within Blackboard. I'm okay with that. Okay? Okay, so vamos a seguir. Okay, hang on just 1 second. Okay, had we been in class, I would have given you access to this particular sitio de web. Es un sitio de bienes raíces. I don't know if you see that word up there. It has to do with real estate. bienes raíces, and there is a casa. I was looking for one specifically in Costa Rica because I was just there last Septiembre, I believe it was. And not that I was looking for casas, but I just thought, oh, it's kind of interested. I've already selected that I wanted to look, instead of alquilar, I wanted to comprar la casa. So, because there's other listings for that if you want to alquilar el apartamento. And then I selected en el centro de San Jose, Costa Rica. So, está en el centro, el barrio en el centro de San Jose, la capital de Costa Rica. Okay, esta casa cuesta $215,000 even though the let me see if I can get it here. The moneda, the currency in Costa Rica, is actually is the colón, but you can also have it converted into dólares, so I have chosen to do that. Aquí son algunas fotos. ¿Qué cuarto es esto? Es la cocina, creo. También otra foto de la cocina. Creo que es una sala. Maybe looks a little different than what your sala looks like at home. También otra foto de la sala. Mira aquí, hay un aire acondicionado. Aire acondicionado aquí. Es la lavandería. We did not have this word as a room in the house, but where you lavar things. So the washroom, the laundry room, basically. Lavandería. No sé qué cuarto es. It's not big enough for a dormitorio. Probably a dormitorio right here. Otro dormitorio con patio a la izquierda. Esta es otra foto del dormitorio con el patio. Otro dormitorio con aire acondicionado arriba. No sé si es una oficina o no sé. Es un baño con lavabo aquí, con inodoro y también con una ducha. Sí, es otro, no sé, oficina. A picture of that. Las escaleras. Notice that there's a planta baja, that main floor, but then it goes up to the segundo piso, which is where some of the other dormitorios are. So, es otra foto de otro dormitorio. Posiblemente es las escaleras hasta el segundo piso. Otro baño con ducha, con lavabo y con inodoro también. Es un patio muy bonito, ¿no? Con una mesa y sillas. Es un patio con un televisor en la pared también. Una piscina. Muy bonita la piscina. Okay, looks like that's the last picture. And then I just wanted to scroll down here and show you guys a little bit about what it says for the detalles de la casa. Casa en condominio de venta es para vender, no es para comprar, no es para alquilar. En Escazú, San José. Escazú es un barrio en la ciudad de San José. Características de la casa. Ubicada en condominio familiar. It's a family condominium complex here. Con áreas sociales. I believe you can see all those words here. Construcción. Casa de dos niveles, de dos pisos, 2 levels. It says here, 3 habitaciones. También se dicen dormitorios o cuartos, but 3 habitaciones referring to the dormitorios. 2.5 baños, sala de televisor, 2 salas con comedor y sala, both vocab words we've just been talking about. Bella cocina integrada. Integrada means that the cocina has all of the, it's got all the appliances integrated into that. Terraza, techada. We saw the picture of the patio. Here they're calling it a terraza, like a terrace is the idea of that one. Techada, a techo is on top of your house. So it's a roofed, it's a covered terrace, covered balcony. So terraza, techada, jardín también. Habitación y baño de servicio. It's a pretty common thing again. If you have someone, an ama de casa, who's living with your family or they need a place to stay, you have habitación, otro dormitorio, y baño de servicio también. Service bathroom, basically. Área de lavandería. Just talked about that. Donde se lava la ropa. Parqueo para dos carros. Notice it doesn't say garaje. But there's a place where you could get your car off of the street, and you could probably have I'm not sure if it's roofed or not. It doesn't say techado, so I'm not sure. Condominio con bella vista, con una vista muy bella, muy bonita. It's a beautiful view. Y calles adoquinadas. I had to look that word up because I was used to the word pavimentados, which was paved, but adoquinadas refers to a paved road, paved streets, versus on gravel or whatever. Área social, con mucha vegetación, con piscina temperada y rancho televisor. I'm not sure what a ranch TV would be, but con piscina y barbacoa y wifi. Dos, play infantil. I'm pretty sure that refers to like a play area, a children's play area. So yeah, with maybe swings and slides and that type of thing. Parqueos para visitantes. We talked about up here, there were dos parqueos. Parqueo para dos coches. Here, carros, you have parqueos para visitantes. So if you have any visitors, they can park there as well. Casete de vigilancia, cámaras y seguridad. They have a way that they can, they have a security system, basically, with cámaras, where they take vigil, where they watch over the property. Security. Cuota de mantenimiento, maintenance fee, 140 colones. I'm not really sure how many dollars that actually is, but to pay for them to do the lawn, to pay for, well, no snow removal in Costa Rica, but any other things that they need to do as far as the yard work and maintenance on the property. Pisos de porcelanato, porcelain floors. You'll notice that none of those floors in those pictures had anything that had any alfombra. We're going to talk about that word here in a little bit. No rugs or carpeting, because you're in a warm climate. You're in a tropical climate, and so it's pretty uncommon to have that. Cuatro aires acondicionados. You saw them above some of the windows there. Calentador de agua. You know the word calor, caliente de agua. It's a water heater. And then they have cortinas. Going to be one of our vocab words in a little bit. Also, dos baños, un medio baño. Okay, so probably just with an inodoro y lavabo. Recámaras is the word that they use here for habitación or dormitorio. So tres habitaciones. You see the word cama in the middle of recámaras. And then it gives you the size of the property itself, and two parking areas, two parking spaces, estacionamientos. So just I was wanting to show you that just as something that's a real life situation here that's going on in that particular city. So let me close out of those, get the PowerPoint back up. Okay, so I was going to have you guys compare that with your compañeros, find a house that you particularly liked, and que tiene la casa que les gusta. Ay, me gusta la terraza, me gusta la piscina, y la cocina también es muy bonita. Me gustan los dos baños para mis hijos y para mi esposo y yo. ¿Qué falta la casa? Creo que le falta un comedor. No hay comedor. Le falta no sé, garaje. Le falta garaje, right? So what is it lacking? Remember that, what we talked about in the past. Okay, let's keep going here. Take out your vocab and let's take a look at the muebles y otras cosas. Top middle box. I'm going to say it, you say it. In fact, let's not do that. Let's not take time to do that. I'm going to have you guys pause it, and I would like you to read through that list on your own. Watch pronunciations of things like there's some words in there that have an H in there. H's are always silent, so make sure that you do not pronounce the H. I just see one word like that, but the second word down, just make sure that you go right from the O sound to the A sound. If there's an accent on a word, make sure that that stress gets loudest on that point, on that particular syllable. Look for other words that you might recognize in some of the words that are new. So go ahead and click the pause button and read through some of those right now. I wanted to share just a few tricks that some students have come up with for some of these words, just some word correlation. So alfombra, there's in our culture, we have a lot of it. And usually there's a foam layer underneath it. So somebody had told me that one time, a student told me that they remembered it like that. The H is silent in almohada, almohada. So, almohada. H is silent. Everybody knows the French word for the word closet. You do. It's an armoire. You've heard it before. It's on Beauty and the Beast, right? So armario is where we get that. An armario is an armoire is kind of a piece of furniture that is like a closet where it contains clothing and whatnot. It's going to go down to the word for la luz. It can mean two things: light, electricity. If you have plural lights, las luces, the Z changes to C, and then you add the ES. So las luces, if you have that in a plural form. We already know mesa. So la mesita is just a little bitty table, right? So it's a smaller one. Adding an ita to the end of something makes it little or endearing, but in this case, little. Mesita de noche, el sillón, where ita makes something little, on makes something big. So we know what a silla is, just a regular chair, la silla. Add an on to the end, make it masculine, el sillón, and you have a big old chair, so a big stuffed armchair type of thing. I would circle the el of sofa, just because you would expect it to be a feminine thing with the A at the end, but it's not. It's a masculine, el sofá, el sofá. So we're going to be practicing these here in a second, but you're also going to be using these when you describe what's in your casa in an oral way. So you're going to want to be practicing the pronunciations with those. Okay, so vamos a escoger la palabra. Let's go on to this here. Escoge la palabra correcta. Selecciona la palabra correcta. Y en el piso, which is floor, de mi dormitorio hay alfombra o cuadros muy suave. Suave is soft. I'm going to get my highlighter here in a sec, and I'm going to highlight for you guys what it is. Here we go. En mi dormitorio hay alfombra muy suave. Alfombra muy suave. Número 2. Tengo dos estantes o almohadas en mi cama. ¿Qué tengo en mi cama? Estantes o almohadas. Tengo dos almohadas en mi cama. Dos almohadas. Número 3. Hay tres pinturas. New vocab word. Pinturas kind of looks like the word paint, right? Actually, pintura also does mean paint, but paintings here. Hay tres pinturas en la blank de mi sala. Hay tres pinturas en la manta o en la pared de mi sala. Hay tres pinturas en la pared de mi sala. En la pared de mi sala. 4. Yo pongo mi ropa y mis zapatos en el armario o en el sillón. ¿Dónde pongo mi ropa? Yo pongo mi ropa en el armario y mis zapatos en el armario, pero mi esposo pone su ropa en el sillón. I don't know, he's kind of against armarios. He doesn't put things away. It drives me kind of crazy. Número 5. En mi dormitorio hay una lámpara o cortina en la mesita de noche. En mi dormitorio hay una blank en la mesita de noche. En mi dormitorio hay una lámpara. No sé si ustedes también tienen una lámpara en su mesita de noche también. 6. Mi mamá pone libros, revistas y unas fotografías en el sofá o estante en nuestra sala. Ella pone libros, revistas, fotos, plantas posiblemente también en el estante, en the shelves, in the bookshelves, en nuestra sala. Número 7. En las ventanas de mi dormitorio hay carteles o cortinas azules. En las ventanas, that's a big clue, en las ventanas de mi dormitorio hay cortinas azules. Hay cortinas azules. No sé si ustedes también tienen cortinas o no tienen cortinas en las ventanas de sus dormitorios. Número 8. Cuando tengo frío en el invierno, me gusta sentarme en el sofá con una almohada o con una manta. Yo tengo mucho frío en el invierno. Me gusta sentarme con una manta, Y número 9. En nuestro comedor, new vocab word for a room of the house, right? Donde se come, en el comedor. En nuestro comedor hay una luz o mesita grande arriba de la mesa donde cenamos. En nuestro comedor hay una blank grande, una luz o una mesita grande arriba de la mesa. Hay una luz grande. Hay una luz grande arriba de la mesa donde cenamos. Ok, vamos a practicar los muebles con más fotografías. Esta foto es una fotografía de una oficina. Se pueden ver aquí, es la oficina. Y hay muebles y otras cosas en la oficina. Hit the pause button, and I would like you to just list, don't have to do full sentences. In fact, I prefer that you don't. I would just like you to refer to the vocab that you see that we just went over, and just list, and actually some vocab from before too. If you know some vocab of some things that you see here that are from maybe the last vocab or previous vocabs, and list all the things that you can see. I will come on here in just a second and see if you have the same things I had. So press pause now. Okay, hay una lámpara aquí, Aquí whoops. Okay, can't do this. Get my laser pointer. Oh, nope. Let's go back. Get my laser pointer instead of my highlighter, and I think I can do this. Yes. Hay una lámpara aquí, una pintura o un cuadro. Either one of those would work, I guess. Hay una impresora aquí, una impresora. Hay una ventana grande con una computadora. El monitor está aquí. No hay cortinas en las ventanas. Hay una planta aquí. Hay una mesa o un escritorio. Aquí hay un estante con libros, otra pintura, otra lámpara y otro estante también, otra estante. Hay un cesto de papeles aquí o una basura. Ok, vamos a seguir. ¿Qué cosas y muebles hay en el pasillo aquí y también en el comedor? Hit the pause button. List as many things as you possibly can. Ok, en el pasillo hay un armario aquí, También hay luces aquí en el techo. Hay luces. Hay un dormitorio back there. Ok, en el comedor hay una mesa 4 sillas. Hay una alfombra aquí debajo de la mesa. Hay un cuadro en la pared aquí. Cuadro o pintura. I'm not sure if it's painted or not. Arriba de la mesa hay una luz. Una luz. Y creo que es un estante también. Es esto un estante. Ok, vamos a seguir. En el dormitorio a la izquierda y la sala a la derecha, ¿qué muebles hay? ¿Qué cosas hay? Go ahead, hit the pause button. Now, list as many possible things as you can that we just talked about. Okay, hay una cama con mantas y también creo que hay 3 almohadas aquí. Hay una mesita de noche aquí, una mesita de noche blanca con un despertador, creo. We talked about that word despertador, the alarm clock. Hay una lámpara también. Hay un cuadro o una pintura aquí. Aquí, para la ropa, hay una cómoda. Y no hay alfombra, no hay cortinas en el dormitorio. En la sala, ¿qué hay en la sala? Bueno, pues hay cortinas en la ventana. Hay cuadros en la pared. Cuadros o pinturas en la pared. Hay una lámpara aquí en la esquina. Hay un sofá con 3 almohadas y hay 2 mesitas aquí. Creo que también hay alfombra en el piso y aquí a la izquierda hay un televisor. Hay un televisor en la sala también. No hay sillón. No hay sillón. Hay un sofá, pero no hay sillón. Okay, now, just a good practice with those. Again, it'll be good practice for when you guys do your oral tarea for me as well. Next picture, I just wanted to go through a few pictures that I have collected over the years of housing, la vivienda, en países donde se habla español. This is not something that you might find in our culture. It looks quite a bit different. I believe this is an edificio de apartamentos, and yeah, the color, I think, is the first thing that jumps out at you, right? If you walk down your street, you know, en los Estados Unidos, las casas son de color blanco, de color café, de color gris. Maybe you have some crazy people out there that do a casa azul or something like that. But most of our housing tends to be really muted colors, really earthy colors. Nothing to stand out. It's not true in Latin American cultures. In fact, if you guys live in an area where you have Latino influence, you might find that people are choosing to paint their houses in like bright colors. It's pretty common to do that because really, why not, right? I think the other thing that you're gonna that you see right away is this whole parqueo o estacionamiento. It's not really a garaje, but it's an opportunity for you to keep your car in a safe place with the bars here so it can't be broken into. Also with the techo at the top to keep the sun off of it, because I believe this is, somebody sent this to me, I believe it was from somewhere in Mexico where they had gone one time. Yeah, also you see those same bars over windows. Again, it's a security measure. It's pretty typical to leave windows open because of the ventilation. If you don't have air conditioning, it gets really warm. So to leave the windows open keeps you pretty vulnerable to thieves, ladrones, robbers. So you are going to want to somehow keep it secure, and that's how you can do that. And I can tell you from experience, when I lived in Mexico, when I was studying abroad, we had those on our windows. We didn't have cortinas. We didn't have screens either. We just had the bars, the rejas there. And and there was actually a fence around it too that it was interesting. It had a security system by having a high fence that had broken Coke bottles all the way around it stuck in the cement. I thought that was really an interesting, creative way. you will cut yourself pretty badly if you try to climb over top of that. So that was an interesting way to do it. And it's just a measure of security again. But I can tell you by experience that those can keep out robbers that does not keep bats out. That's another story for another time, but yeah, had an experience with that. So that's one picture of a casa in Mexico, or edificio de apartamentos, probably. Okay, this is in our walk to, actually to when I was on an SSP in Nicaragua. There's no reason for a garaje if you have caballos right here. So just tie them up to the tree, tie them up to your fence, and there you go. It's an impoverished area. We were on our way to a really poor area of the city and noticed that the housing materials were poor quality. Wood rots pretty quickly. Tin rusts. So those materials are cheaper, but they have to be replaced more frequently. But a lot of casas that you're going to see are made then of the material that is a little bit more durable and withstands the harsher temperatures and things like that. So it's usually this like a plaster kind of, there's a word for it, it's not coming to me right now, a stucco and plaster types of homes. It's probably a more expensive building material, but it will for sure last quite a bit longer. Also, you'll notice a more durable roof is these Spanish tiles that are made of clay that deflect the sun and don't allow heat to be absorbed into the house, because most of these are pretty warm climates. I included the bottom right one. It's another one, I believe, from our time in Nicaragua. Again, probably a more impoverished area with subpar building materials because of that. But in Spain, if you were to cross the ocean and go over to Spain, you might find something that looks like this. Notice with one of the words we learned last time was the entrada, where you can get into, not really in the center of the house, but you can get into off the street, and then usually there's somebody who will greet you here, will meet you, and take you into the rest of the home. Notice that when you look inside this, if you're walking down the street and you glance inside, you notice it looks like there's natural sunlight, which there is. In Spain, it's typical. It's not for every home, but it's typical to have the housing part, all of the cuartos, all around your outdoor living space, and then have the outdoor living space in the center. So you'll see the plants, you'll see there's more of a hard floor, a tiled floor. Of course, you're not going to have grass in there, but you'll have a lot of green areas. It's pretty common. It's very much more private, right? You can imagine, because people, when I go into my jardin, anybody can see what I'm doing there. I can see what they're doing in their jardin, but in this kind of way, it makes it a little bit more of a privacy issue. Okay. Wanted to talk about that. And then for the last few minutes here, I wanted to review and then introduce something that we have kind of already talked about, but we're going to add to that today. So the notes I asked you to print out ahead of time, you can go ahead and get that right now. And what we've been talking about the last vocab when we did things like levántate, no te levantes, siéntate, no te sientes, lávate las manos, no te laves las manos. When we did those were called mandatos, mandates, commands, okay? And the first page of your notes is just a review of what we did. So when you commanded a familiar person, okay, keep in mind that was all that we've learned to do so far is a familiar command. So if I commanded you to paga el alquiler, pay the rent, from the verb pagar, I used the he, she form, negative form of that. Okay, and you can go ahead and write these in your notes. Don't pay the rent, or don't pay it, no lo pagues. We talked about how you take the yo form, pago, take off the o, and then opposite vowel there, es. But again, there's some that have spell changes, like this one does. Don't pay it, no lo pagues. Also notice what the pronoun did. It goes in front, no lo pagues. Ve al balcón was another command that we learned how to do. It's one of the irregular ones. Don't go to the balcony. No vayas al balcón. No vayas. Toca la pintura. Touch the painting. Probably it's more likely to do that in a negative context. No toques la pintura. You'll notice again the spell change going on with that one. No toques la pintura. Siéntate en el sofá. Negative counterpart to that. No te sientes en el sofá, no te sientes. So look at all the negative ones. No pagues, no vayas, no toques, no te sientes. By the way, this is review. We've already talked about this. So it's a review of what we've already talked about. Come en la cocina. Don't eat, no comas en la cocina. And then another irregular one, haz la cama, make the bed, haz la cama. Also an irregular, haz, just like ve. But the negative form of that, also irregular, or not irregular actually, because the yo form is hago. So no la hagas, do not make it, no la hagas. So what I would like you to focus on with this, because this is a review of what we've learned last chapter. What I want you to focus on is those right there, the negative ones, because how you see those, how they were formed, yo form, cut off the O, put that vowel back on, the opposite vowel back on with an S. You're going to see that again as we talk about a different kind of command. And these types of commands are mandatos formales, the formal types. So these are pretty useful. You see these in signage. You see these in when there's somebody who's being addressed that it's not a close buddy of yours. It's not somebody who's super familiar with, you're not familiar with, you're not intimate with. So for the usted type of commands. And then the other kind of commands we're going to learn since we're at it, because they're very similar, is how you command a whole group of people. That's a very typical one that I use on occasion, because I, in standing in front of a class, if I want to command all of you guys to do something, it makes more sense for me to do that in the ustedes form than to do individual do command, do command, do command, do command. So let's take a look at what that looks like. You have this in your notes. Go ahead and, okay. So sometimes you're going to want to command someone other than a do person. You're going to be using then a formal command for an usted or plural ustedes commands. So let's take a look at this. Go ahead and write in what's missing. Alquile el apartamento. Notice I wrote here that is a command that I might give to a formal person. So, okay, situation. Maybe I'm a real estate agent and somebody comes to buy a home and I'm like, really, rent that apartment. It's a good price, right? So alquile el apartamento. I don't know that person. I don't have a relationship with that person. So I would use an usted command. Another usted command form, beba el refresco. Drink the soft drink. Notice that the verb to rent, alquilar, right, AR, and the verb to drink, beber, ER. Look what you see at that last letter. Look at that last vowel there. And then I have two commands that are at the bottom that are for plural people. If I'm going to command all of you guys to eat the rice, coman el arroz. If I'm going to command all of you to, we're going to learn this phrase a little bit, to set the table, to put the table, put stuff on the table. Use the verb poner with that. So pongan la mesa. Okay, notice those last two were ustedes, more than one of you guys that I'm commanding. Look what I had at the end of that. Okay, it's pretty typical. You guys have seen whenever I talk about plural people, that N is always part of that verb. But what you'll notice also is that flip-flop vowel happening here. Comer, poner. Look at the last two letters. Coman, pongan. Same thing for usted, except we're not adding the N. We're not adding the S either. So here goes. This is the whole idea. This is the reglas, the rules behind using these. We are going to form those the exact same way that you did the negative two commands, okay? So to do that, of course, we started with the yo form, como. We chopped off the O of como, and we replaced it with, when we did the negative two commands, we said no comas, right? No comas. However, this is not a two command. Now I'm commanding to a formal person, so coma and coman, okay? No S, and then all you do to go from usted to ustedes is add the N, because there's plural people we're talking about here. The command think before you speak. Pensar is the verb, yo pienso is the yo form, piense, piensen. Okay, almost the same, it's just that you're adding the N to the end of that. Okay, always start with the yo form because that helps you out with verbs like decir. The yo form is digo, digo. Chop off the O of digo. Since it's an IR verb here, the command for usted is diga. For ustedes, digan. Interestingly, if you're in Spain, it's the way that you answer the phone. Okay, think about that. Spanish people are very direct. It's a very direct culture. And so when I pick up the phone, I know that somebody wants to talk to me. That's the reason they're calling me, right? So I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to like, okay, dígame. It's a pretty common way. It's not like hello, there's no greeting. It's not like buenos dias. It's just dígame. Talk to me, say something to me, right? So pretty common way to command somebody, specifically in Spain. Pongo, yo form, so ponga, pongan. Same thing for another go verb, so venga, vengan. And what the beautiful part is of this, okay, when we spend a lot of time on tu commands, on familiar commands, because they were formed differently. The he, she form for the affirmative, and then we did this, the yo form, cut off the O, flipped the vowel around, added AS, ES. We did that for the tu commands, but the beauty of this is if we're going to make one of these negative, all we do is put a no in front. Oh, that's awesome. So I can say, come here, venga aquí, or don't come here, no venga aquí. I don't have to change the form of it, I just stick a no in front. I can say, escuchen to all of you, no escuchen, don't listen, right? So that's awesome. Now, pronouns, however, oh, there's some spell change things first. Same spell change things that we dealt with when we said no navegues, G-U-E-S, no pagues, no apagues, no juegues. Same thing, no navegue, G-U. If you have a C-A-R verb like buscar, you're going to replace the C with Q-U. Busquen, look for the blankets. And then a Z changes to C before you add the E. So empiece a las 12, begin at 12 o'clock. No navegue, busquen, empiece. So those same types of spell changers will be the exact same thing that we're going to do here. And then the pronouns, I was mentioning that. The pronouns are going to follow the same rules. You are going to attach it to affirmative command, siéntese. It's going to go in front of the negative command, no se siente aquí, okay? So again, it's for a formal person, and notice it's not a tu person, so I don't have siéntate here. Te is for a familiar tu person. If I'm going to use the usted form, I need the se pronoun instead, no se siente. It's the reflexive pronoun for that. Póngalo aquí, no lo ponga aquí. Okay, I'm attaching it to the end of affirmative command, póngalo, in front of a negative command, no lo ponga. Díganmelo. Notice I can use two pronouns. In fact, I have to put them at the end, both of them, if I do have two pronouns. So tell it to me. All of you guys, tell it to me. Tell it to me. Tell me what's going on in your life. So díganmelo. Okay, díganmelo. Again, accents. We keep the accents here to stress who we're talking, the loudest syllable. Siéntese, póngalo, díganmelo. No me lo digan. Notice that those pronouns, no me lo, and then digan, goes in, the two pronouns go in front. Okay, we just have a little bit of time left. Los irregulares, you knew that there were some, right? But good news, they're the same ones that we learned that were negative in the negative tu form. They're all the ones that in the yo form have no O at the end of those, right? Doy, estoy, voy, sé, soy. There's no yo, no O at the end of the yo form. So we already learned these, no des, no estés, no vayas, no sepas, no seas. The good news is, all you're going to do is to move from this one to the usted command form, take off the S. Beautiful, right? De, este, vaya, sepa, sea. Okay, so just take off the S of that. Notice with the de here, by the way, you do have to add the accent mark because we know the word de without means of, right? So, la clase de español, or yo soy de Orange City, okay? So we already know that. And now, as you move from usted to ustedes, again, que bonito. All you have to do is add the N. So de becomes den, este becomes esten, vaya vayan, sepa sepan, sea sean. So if I'm going to command a group of people, all of you, all of my students, to give me your homework, denme su tarea, denme. Be happy, estén felices. Go to class, vayan a clase. Know the truth, sepan la verdad. Be my friends, sean mis amigos. That's all the time I have. It's going to stop me in just a second, but keep working.